Hello, I'm Daron McDaniel, District 3 Supervisor and outgoing Chairman of the Merced County Board of Supervisors. As we take on a new year of opportunities, challenges, and issues, I'd like to take a moment to identify some of what we've accomplished in the county in 2017. Progress has been made in many areas, including economic development, transportation, infrastructure, and employment. There is still a lot of work to be done, and we aim to carry the positive momentum we built in 2017 into 2018. Here are some of the accomplishments that we've made. The multi-year drought that plagued the Central Valley and other parts of the state came to an end this year, but was replaced by flooding in both January and February. The Merced County Office of Emergency Services Emergency Operations Center was activated for a 2-week period in February. Record rainfall flooded dozens of homes and extensive amounts of agricultural lands, while also causing infrastructure damage to roads, bridges, and levees. At the onset of the emergency, the EOC was activated and staffed. Various evacuation warnings were placed as the primary focus of the response was on preserving public safety, protecting personal property, and maintaining infrastructure. Shelters were made available to displaced individuals during the emergency. Contact was maintained with the public, media, and elected officials through in-person visits, information centers, social media communications, news releases, and up-to-date 24-hour phone line information. Recovery efforts are ongoing. To prevent future flooding issues downstream of the Black Rascal watershed, Merced County is working with its Streams Group partners, Merced City and the Merced Irrigation District, to construct a flood water detention basin on the Black Rascal watershed 2.5 miles east of Merced City. We already received a $10 million federal grant for the project and are in the process of working with our partners to find additional resources and funding to move forward. The $10 million grant was a result of several successful lobbying trips to Washington, D.C. and meeting with our representatives. These efforts will continue for this and other projects. With the addition of 3 new board members this year, it was of particular importance for county policymakers as well as department heads to discuss priorities, goals, and governance. During the 2 open meetings last year, one on the east side in Snelling and one on the west side in Los Banos, electeds and staff came together and had discussions on priorities for the county. Those discussions were instrumental in setting the stage for what turned out to be a fantastic year that saw several accomplishments. In October, the Board of Supervisors entered into an agreement with the Port of Los Angeles. That opens the door to significant investment and development in Castle Commerce Center and Castle Airport. The agreement formalizes relationships between the 2 entities and initiates several actions, including the development of a joint business development plan, conducting exporter outreach in the Central Valley, and collaborating to share business intelligence and work on prospective deals. When successful, this long-term strategy could turn Castle into a hub of manufacturing and would provide the Port of LA with a centralized location for importing and exporting goods. The agreement is the first step of many making this happen. Merced County took strides in improving its web presence this year. 3 new websites, one for the county, one for Castle, and another specific to economic development, greatly improved the public's access to what the county has to offer. On the social media front, several departments, including Merced County itself, grew their social media following on various platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, just to name a few. Expect this push for more web content to continue in the coming years. The passage of Proposition 64, the Adult Use of Marijuana Act, in 2016 set the stage for Merced County to review and adjust its cannabis policies in 2017. The new ordinance approved by the Board of Supervisors sets the number of personal grow plants to 6 per residence, indoor only, and prohibits commercial activity in the unincorporated parts of the county. It does, however, allow exception for medical cannabis deliveries coming from outside of unincorporated Merced County. The county also set in place safety requirements for those choosing to grow indoors. These requirements are aimed at protecting residents, mainly children, and include keeping indoor grows behind locked doors and away from common living spaces. This ordinance strikes a balance in the communities and addresses public safety concerns while it does ban commercial cannabis activities. It also allows for people to have personal grows inside the safety and privacy of their own homes, and being sympathetic to people who need cannabis for medical purposes, we include a provision covering that too. It's important to note that Prop 64 did not pass in the unincorporated Merced County, which is where the ordinance applies to. The county made significant progress on its energy retrofit project this year, perhaps the most visibly the solar structures that have been erected outside of the administrative building. The energy retrofit is a project taking place at multiple county facilities, consisting of solar arrays, converting street and facility lighting to energy-efficient LEDs, replacing old plumbing and water fixtures at correctional facilities, and replacing old HVAC units that are no longer serviceable or energy efficient. The total project cost is $14.6 million and was financed through a variety of avenues. It's projected that the energy retrofit project will save the county $32.5 million over a 30-year period. On the customer service side of things, the county's Development Services Center, otherwise known as the One-Stop Permitting Center, was opened in June of last year with the purpose of offering a streamlined process for those looking to start or grow a business. The project brings together a variety of departments, including Planning, Public Works, Public Health Division of Environmental Health, and Fire, to improve customer services while quickly processing and reviewing applications. The Development Services Center, located on the second floor of Merced County Administrative Building, creates a central location to comprehensively address development-related topics and facilitate improved collaboration and coordination between county departments to result in enhanced customer service. A lot of additional work has taken place to improve ADA access and security for the county facilities. It's important to us that the public feels safe and welcome in our buildings. We introduced a new element to board meetings in 2017, prayer. Every month, a new supervisor is responsible for inviting a pastor to our meetings to offer an invocation. We're proud of this and the participation we've received from pastors across the county. Those who follow our meetings may have also noticed that the agendas are being published sooner. The purpose of this is to allow the public more opportunity to review the agenda and what will be considered during our meetings. And this year, we also started live streaming our board meetings through Facebook to provide more access for the community. Our region received a big win this year with the funding allocated toward Campus Parkway in the amount of $100 million and the Altamont Corridor Express, known as ACE Train, in the amount of $400 million. The funding was secured by Senator Anthony Cannella and Assemblyman Adam Gray as part of SB1 transportation funding package. We're also moving forward with efforts to build out the Atwater-Merced Expressway. This is a critical project that is bringing the future development to Castle Commerce Center. In order to encourage recruitment and retention at the Sheriff's Office, county staffed with the Deputy Sheriff's Association to increase deputy wages. The move already appears to be having a positive impact on employment at the Sheriff's Office. This past year, Senator Anthony Cannella and Assemblymember Adam Gray were successful in securing $4.5 million of state funding to address high homicide rates in Merced County. This funding spurred the creation of the Merced Violence Interruption and Prevention Emergency Response, otherwise known as VIPER. The program has been hugely successful, as was witnessed during a May sweep known as Operation Scrapbook, which led to arrests of more than 50 suspected gang members and the classification of illegal weapons and drugs. We would like to personally thank District Attorney Larry Morris, now retired Chief Investigator Pat Lenny, and Sheriff Vern Warnicki, and all other participating agencies that made this operation a success. We have successfully sent a message that gang activity will not be tolerated in Merced County. The board looks forward to future opportunities to work with its public safety partners. We would also like to express appreciation for the working relationship that has been developed between the Board of Supervisors, the District Attorney's Office, and the Sheriff's Office. We look forward to growing this partnership. The county is currently working with the community on identifying solutions to housing and homelessness issues. Several areas are being explored, which include making navigational services and supportive services more directly available. These are long-term goals that are still in the formative stages, but if accomplished, they would go a long way toward moving homeless individuals from the streets into the more stabilized lifestyle. The goal is to address issues with the homeless population from a holistic approach and oppose to a patchwork of various services and resources. Last year, Assemblyman Adam Gray was instrumental in securing $2.5 million to use towards the effort. Additional avenues to fund this type of project are being examined, along with the opportunity to partner with other local agencies. Unemployment has continued its year-over downward trend and currently stands at 7.8% in Merced County, which is down from 9.4% from a year ago. This is progress we can all be proud of, and it's a huge shift from the 20% unemployment rates we experienced only 7 years ago. We will continue working to drive this number down as we make Merced County a business-friendly environment. This year, the county took part in an effort to increase job opportunities through UC Merced's 2020 project, a $1.3 billion campus expansion that includes 13 buildings and supporting infrastructure. In order to ensure local job opportunities, the UC worked with the contractor to include stipulations for local hiring, apprenticeships, and partnerships with small businesses. Through this effort, the Merced County Department of Workforce Investment was able to step in and facilitate training for local residents and provide them with opportunities to gain employment and experience while working on the UC Merced 2020 project. We also worked to help facilitate opportunities for local subcontractors. This was a true win-win for the community. The board adopted a balanced final budget on September 12th of 2017. This year's budget continues a steady and cautious approach when it comes to ongoing spending in order to lessen the impacts of future economic downturns. We bolstered reserves this fiscal year in the amount of $6.5 million. Currently, our total reserves are only $1 million behind where we were at the pre-recession, which was $31.1 million. We also paid down unfunded liabilities in this budget. In order for the county to maintain its vision of creating a sustainable budget, it is important that priority be placed on long-term fiscal stability and a forethought in all budget decisions. And we're proud to report that the City of Atwater and Merced County reached a deal on revenue sharing, an agreement of how property taxes be split on future land annexations and developments. This deal ensures that Atwater can continue to grow and prosper while both entities receive proper funding to provide vital community services. 2017 was the first year in which we implemented policies and procedures around the district project funds process to increase transparency and accountability by those requesting and using the funding. Current allocations of funding for district project funds has been done away with by the board, but the policy surrounding the process will still continue to be used for the remaining funds carried over from previous years. I know all of that may seem like an exhaustive list of what we've done in the past year at Merced County, but in reality, it's only a snapshot of some of what has taken place. We're very proud of what we've accomplished and look forward to continuing the progress this year under the leadership of our new board chairman, Supervisor Daron McDaniel, who, by the way, is the second longest tenured county supervisor in the state of California. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I wish you a happy and prosperous new year.